Hey, Maximizers! How are y'all doing? How is everyone doing tonight? If this is your first time watching, welcome. My name's Crystal, aka Krystal Maximizer. I am a strategic money coach. I help women be intentional with their money so they can do more of what they want, reach their big financial goals. And for today's live, I want to talk about planning your money. I have this big urge to set up my 2023 planner, and I was going to do it on camera, but I just made myself a margarita. I'm going to do this live with y'all for about 20, 30 minutes. And then I am going to watch one of my YouTubers has posted a 90-minute video. So I'm about to go watch her 90-minute story time. And during that 90 minutes, I'm going to set up my planner. Now I'm going to record a video for Vlogmas tomorrow of the planner that I'm using for 2023 and all of that. That's why tonight I want to talk about planning for your money. So I would love for you to let me know in the comments where you're watching from, and do you have a money plan that you follow each month? Basically, do you have a budget? Hi, Sierra. I'm great. How are you? Do you have a budget? Do you have a money plan that you follow? So I use an Erin Condren A5 ring agenda for my daily planner and for my budget planner. So I have my life in the front and I have my budget planner in the back. So during my Vlogmas video, I'm going to give y'all a little tour of my planner and how I'm using it. And inside my Money Saving Academy this year and past years, I'm going to show my numbers and what I'm doing with my money, how I'm managing my money, how I'm continuing to pay off my credit card debt. I'm really going to set up my planner. This year, I did not set up my planner as detailed as I would like. I have not set up my planner as detailed as I have in past years because I actually started the year in two different planners. And then in July, I moved into this. And since July, your girl just hasn't sat down and planned out her life or her money as detailed as I usually do. I usually am super duper detailed, and I haven't been that detailed. Hey, Angel. Hey, Tasia. Hey, Ann. Hey, Tammy. So let me know in the comments where you watching from, and do you have a budget or a money plan? Hey, Dee. Do you have a budget or a money plan that you follow each month? So it's very important that you plan out your money. A budget is just your money plan. A budget is just you deciding how you're going to spend your money. I took my ring off to put lotion on. I put it back on without the lotion. A budget is just your money plan, right? So if you're couponing without a budget, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? That means that you are not intentionally making sure that you are actually saving money and actually staying under your budget when it comes to groceries and household items if you don't write it down, right? So whether you write it down in a paper planner or you use a digital planner or you use an app, I don't care where you put your money plan, everyone needs a money plan. So if you got paid today or you get paid next week or you get paid next month, I encourage you to create a money plan. All that is writing down how you plan to spend your money for the month. And yes, you need to do it every month because your money is going to change month to month by way of your expenses and by way of life. Some months you may eat out more than others. Some months you're going to have birthdays. We're going to have Christmas. We're going to have New Year's. We're going to have things that are different because December is not going to be the same as January and it's not going to be the same as March. Our bills are the same. Our expense categories are the same. We may be saving for the same things, but the amounts in some of those categories may vary. Is that Aquaphor spray? Yes, I've had it for a while. Hopefully it's not expired. Every time I get on live like this, I always have something. Hello, ma'am. I'm in snowy northern Wisconsin. Ooh, Wisconsin. I don't use a planner. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So Shannon, thanks for joining us. A budget in your head is good, but I bet you probably forget things. You probably miss things. You probably overspending categories that you didn't mean to. So I'm going to encourage you, Shannon, even if you just have mortgage and utilities, I encourage you to write down what you plan to spend and then follow up. Oh my gosh. Every time I get on this dang live, why is it my left eye? My left eye will not let me be great. I do not understand what it is. And it has not been bothering me all day until I get on this live. And I'm like, what is in my eye? Cause I'm like, bro, what the hell is it? Oh, something on the glasses, but that's not gonna get me at the bottom. I encourage you to write down on a piece of paper how much money you're going to get paid for your next paycheck or your next month. Write out all of your bills, anything that you spend money on. If you buy cigarettes, if you buy Starbucks, if you buy ganja, whatever. Everything that you spend money on should be on that money plan. You decide how much you spend on groceries. You do not let the grocery store dictate how much you spend on groceries. If you're like, for my family of four, I want to spend $550 a month on groceries, that's what you decide. You set your budget and you force yourself to stay under it. That's when the couponing comes in. That's when the strategic shopping comes in. That's when the deal shopping comes in, because you are staying under the budget that you set, right? Inflation is here. We know that. So, what can you do to still stay under the amounts that you set? And then, what I teach my clients, which is the thing that everyone should be doing that they don't do, you have to check in with your spending every week. You have to check in to see how much you're spending on gas, how much you're spending on groceries, how much you're spending on eating out. You have to check in with your spending, because if you go over at the grocery store and it's December 16th and you still have 14 days left in the month to stay under your grocery budget, you've got to dial it in. You've got to dial it in. But if you wait until January 1st to check on December, you've already lost, because if you went over and you still grocery shop every week just because at the same amount, you're going to be over. I'm trying to get my husband to start with me and find a budget system that works with us. You can always start deciding the money plan. You can start deciding the money plan. You guys sit down and you decide what's important to us. What are our long-term money goals and how can we work each month towards them? I do monthly and weekly check-ins. Yep, that's exactly what I teach my clients. Be careful. Oh, yeah, I know. I finally got the budget. Perfect. Do you help with meal plans? I don't create meal plans for you. I teach you a strategy to create meal plans for yourself. So I don't say cook spaghetti on this day and cook chicken parm this day. I help you figure out what your family likes and I help you create a strategy. So based on what your family likes to eat, how you can put it together. So that's what I'm going to be covering in the Better Budget Challenge. I'm going to teach you my strategy for meal planning. So I'm giving you, basically, in the Better Budget Challenge, I'm giving you a snapshot, a small piece of what my Money Saving Academy members get. So I've basically taken the key points from the Money Saving Academy, bottled them up, and that's what you're going to get in the Better Budget Challenge over those 4 days. What I teach in the Academy members, because I have full courses. I have full modules on couponing, full modules on budgeting, and full modules on meal planning in the Academy. So I'm taking out the key things and I'm going to teach you that in the Better Budget Challenge. So if you haven't signed up for the Better Budget Challenge yet, I highly suggest you go and sign up. I'm going to teach you how to save $100 in 3 days. Day one is budgeting. That is planning for your money. The secret to saving money is deciding and taking massive action. It's not shopping. Shopping doesn't save you money. Planning does. Deciding does. Transferring that money into your savings account as soon as you get paid. That's how you save money. Setting a budget and forcing yourself to stay under it. Using couponing, which is day 2, to stay under said budget. And then day 3, I'm going to teach you my meal plan strategies, because we be spending too much money on food, right? Tammy says I only budget my bills. And that's where you could potentially miss the mark, Tammy. You need to budget every dollar that you spend. Every dollar needs a purpose. It should not be extra money. That purpose could be clothes. That purpose could be shoes. That purpose could be happy hour with your friends. I don't care what the purpose is, but every dollar that you have should have a purpose. I'm negative $5 right now and have nothing in savings. I'm so glad I found your account. Listen, I understand. I have been there more than you know. I have lost bank accounts. I have overdrafted my bank accounts to pay my rent. I have been there. I completely understand the feeling. What I would suggest for you when you're in the negative, right? What can you sell in your house? What services can you offer to people to help you bring in a little extra, right? Even if it's just you do a Facebook marketplace sale and you make $100 or $150, whatever, right? If you have a job, can you get more hours? Can you pick up a gig? Can you DoorDash? Can you Uber? Can you Instacart, right? What can you do to help yourself make a couple extra dollars when you're in the negative? And most importantly, when you get your next sum of money, whether it's weekly or monthly, bi-weekly, whatever, you need a plan for that money. You need a plan. Sit down and say, I'm going to get $1,000 next Friday. And this is how I'm saving that thousand. This is how I'm allocating that $1,000. Every dollar has a purpose. Hey, Crystal, if you're in the academy, you're going to get a link for the Better Budget Challenge. So you don't have to worry. It hasn't started yet. It starts on January 8th. In January, I'm going to give the academy members a special link. And if you're interested, you can sign up there. But I am not, there's not anything you need to do now for academy members. You're going to get it for free. And I'll send you a link at the beginning of January with this is how you sign up. And then y'all will get access to everything. Okay. Thank you for that, Rose, Georgie. The Better Budget Challenge is $30. The Better Budget Challenge is $30. If you use the promo code 2023, then you can get it for just $23. I spent all of my money this month buying Christmas gifts for my family, so it was rough. The other thing I will say is sometimes you have to learn that no is a complete answer. And just because you've done something every year doesn't mean you need to do it this year, right? So if money was tight for you, then maybe everybody doesn't get Christmas gifts. I literally only bought gifts for Kinsley. I haven't even bought anything for Bay yet, right? Because I have really important money goals. And like I saw my mom and my sister in Texas, that's a Christmas present. I'm going to drive to Fort Lauderdale to see my sister for Christmas. That's a Christmas present. So I think we've got to prioritize ourselves and our money goals. And outside of like my kid and my spouse, sometimes we can't stress about it. Sometimes just tell the family, I ain't got it. It's not the year. We had money goals and I just don't have it. But guess what? That money is already spent, so we can't dwell on that. All we can do is decide what can we do moving forward. And that's where the money plan comes into place. Whenever my bank account has been negative, whenever I have not had enough money, it's always what can I do to move past the situation and pad myself so it doesn't happen again. But the number one thing is always how can I make more money? What small gigs can I pick up to help me? And even if it's just an extra $50 a week, that could help you tremendously if your account is in the negative, right? But really importantly, when your next group of money comes in, how are you spending it? Intentionally. If you have bills that are behind, call them. If you have a $300 bill, can I give you $150? Right? Can I be put on some sort of payment plan? Do you have an extension? Because I don't want my bank account overdrafted and I don't want my lights off and I don't want my water shut off and I need my heat if you're in a cold place and I need my air because I'm in Florida, right? So call, see how you can juggle, but that will allow you to manage your money so everything gets touched. And if there's a bill that like has a cutoff notice, then that is the priority. You pay as much as you can to that. And then you nickel and dime the other places until you're in a place to be like, all right, I can pay this one off in full. Okay, I can pay this one off, right? But it's a juggling game. But when you have a money plan, you can juggle a whole lot better. Then you also have your priorities. I tell my clients in the Money Saving Academy all the time, we set money goals and then we ask ourselves, does spending this money get me closer to my goals or further away? Right? Does it get me closer or further away? Especially when you're spending something a little irrationally. I'm going to give you a real life example that happened 2 days ago. We were supposed to go and see my sister on Christmas Day, but we needed to get a hotel room to stay in. All the hotel that she's staying in is like $300 for everything. And that includes parking, a resort fee. It was like $300. And for one night, babe was like, let's go. And I was like, $300 for one night when my sister arrives late in the evening is not the best use of our money. It really is not. We can go to the beach anytime, right? It's no pressure. We just want to see her for Christmas. So after I thought about it and dialed it back, I looked at other cheaper hotels, $120, and I was like, this is not the best use of my money. Even with $300 in my vacation fund, spending $300 for one night on Christmas is not the best use of my money, especially because I'm going to see my sister again in January. So I said, what is? spending the gas to drive there the next day. And we can spend most of the day with her, which we were going to do anyway, instead of going the night before and spending the $300. Does that make sense? That was not the best use of our money in that moment. So now we just got to pay for gas. We can have a nice lunch and then we can come back home at the end of the day. Does that make sense? I had to ask myself, just because you have it doesn't mean you need to spend it, right? When you have money goes in front of you, you have like, I don't want to call it an anchor point, but you have something to refer back to. Because if you told yourself that your goal this month is to pay all of your bills on time and get no overdraft fees, then maybe ordering DoorDash does not get you closer to your goals when you do have food in the house. So does that mean you got to take out something and defrost it? Does that mean that you have to turn on your oven? Does that mean that you have to cut short whatever you're doing so you can cook dinner? Yes. But it's going to save you that DoorDash fee, the tip, the tax, and whatever else you were going to spend. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you should spend it. So planning with your money is going to allow you to see, okay, this is what it looks like. You can also, when you plan out your money on paper or in your app or in your Excel sheet, you can always go back and look at your trends, and you can see where you are spending money that it may not be the best use. I'll never forget, I started working with this client in the academy. I think it was last year, maybe 2020. I don't remember. But she came to me and she's like, Crystal, I make decent money. I think she made maybe like $4,000, $5,000 a month take home. And she was like, why am I living paycheck to paycheck? Why am I sometimes not even making it to the next paycheck when, my checks are over $2,000 every 2 weeks? And I'm like, well, have you looked at your spending? And she's like, no. So before we even had our first call, right? This is just in like the pre-call, before when she was signing up for the academy. I said, I want you to go back and look at your bank account for the past 90 days. And anything that's not a bill, you need to highlight, you need to underline, you need to write down so you can see where your money is going and then categorize those things together. So on our first call, she might have been a one-on-one client because we were on a one-on-one call. And our first call, she came back to me devastated. She was like, Crystal, in the past 2 months, I've spent $500 and I don't even know what I spent it on. I don't have anything to show for it. So she said, in 2 months, I wasted $1,000. I've been wanting to join your program for a couple of months and I just haven't because I haven't had the money. But I just looked and I realized if I would have joined a couple months ago, I probably would not have wasted $1,000. And she was like, it just opened my eyes to me spending money on a ridiculous amount of things that does not get me closer to my money goals. She was like, I shouldn't be in a place where I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I had another client, one of my clients who saved over $10,000 in 6 months. She told me, she said, we have money. We just don't pay attention to how we spend it. She said her household had 2 6-figure incomes. And then one person, I think, got laid off. And she's like, we are still fine with 1 6-figure income. But that's when she started couponing. That's when she started to get intentional because she was like, we were wasting a lot of money. And she said, we weren't paying attention to our spending. It was if we wanted it, we bought it because we had the money, which is fine. But she was like, some of these things are not getting me closer to our goals. We want to buy, I think it was buy a new house. They wanted to buy an RV. They had a couple other things they wanted to do. They bought land. That's what it was. And she was like, me recklessly spending, $1,000, $1,500 a month, all of that could be going towards our land savings. All in, I want to say she saved like $6,000 and she put $12,000 on credit cards, if I'm not mistaken. I had the proof. Anyways, it was over $10,000 that in 6 months she was able to put some on credit cards and put some in her emergency savings, all because she paid attention to her money, all because she planned out their paychecks and their spending. She reeled in all of the shopping at like BJ's and Amazon in the grocery store. She reeled it all in and she got super intentional and she was able to save over $10,000. She was able to put over $10,000 to her debt specifically, which enabled her to be able to buy the land because she didn't have all this debt sitting around. Does this make sense? Please give me some likes on TikTok if this makes sense. Some yeses on YouTube if this makes sense. Planning your money. If you have a plan, you can pivot, right? You need a clear picture of where your money is going. And then you have to decide, is this the best use of my money? Is this how I want to spend my money? DoorDash is killing me. I spent 2K last year on DoorDash without even knowing, had to uninstall the app. Well, I am one, proud of you for realizing how much you spent. And two, even more proud of you for removing the app from your phone. That's a great way to incentivize yourself to not use the app, right? I also would encourage you, right? If you do want to treat yourself to DoorDash every now and again, you want me to give you a tip? Purchase a gift card. If you're like, all right, this month I'll give myself $40 to spend on DoorDash, buy a $40 gift card. Whenever you're ready, you can go to the app, download it again, put the $40 gift card in there. Once it's gone, it's gone. That was going to be my suggestion for things like Starbucks as well. If you like your Starbucks and you've decided you want to go every day, fine. What's the average cost of your Starbucks? Put it on a gift card. If you're like, you know what? Every day is a bit much, but I'll go 3 times a week. My biz bestie did that. She goes 3 times a week. She loads her gift card with that amount. I think she might even do it for the month. And then once it's gone, it's gone. So it still allows you to treat yourself and enjoy that, but it doesn't allow you to go over because you cannot overdraft a gift card. Once it's gone, it's gone. So you've got to find the things that are going to help you get closer to your goals. And planning out your money is going to help you do just that. If you need help with planning your money, I would love to invite you to the Better Budget Challenge. It's happening January 8th through the 12th. I'm going to help you save $100 in your savings account. $100 in your savings account. How? Day 1, we're going to go over budgeting. Day 2, we're going to go over couponing. Day 3, we're going to go over meal planning. Day 4 is a Zoom Q&A. So you can ask me all of your money savings questions, right? There's going to be a private Facebook group. There's going to be a workbook, and there's going to be giveaways. Everything that you need to support you and help you save $100 in just 3 days. Okay? Are there any questions about planning your money or the Better Budget Challenge? April signed up last night, so we're going to put her on a wall. I only have her to put up, so I'm going to wait till I have a few more people who sign up for the challenge before I flip the camera and do all that, because it'd be a lot. So I'm going to wait till we have a few more people. But are there any questions? Whoops, I'm clicking on stuff. Are there any questions? Let me put my banner here. So if you are ready to join us in the Better Budget Challenge, come on. I am very excited to help you all. I'm very excited to help. My goal is to help 300 women each save $100. So for us to save about $30,000 in 3 days at the beginning of the year, I think that's going to set the tone for your year. If you're able to really just in 3 days see yourself save $100, it's going to help you so much. It is going to help you so freaking much. You're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to be so excited, and it's going to motivate you to continue saving. There's a money coach that I listen to, Gina Knox, and she says, I said this last night, you've got to get into the habit of practicing the savings muscle so it becomes second nature. And I teach my clients, you save like it's a bill. You don't save after you spend. Savings is in your money plan with a bare minimum. We had to cut back on Christmas by about half, and that's okay. Because Christmas is about more than like all the presents and all the things, you know? I made this margarita, but I think I got an ice chunk stuck in here. So good. Yeah. And it's all right. It's all right to cut back. It's all right to not go all out. Like that is totally fine. And don't ever let anyone, make you feel guilty for the choices that you make with your money, because it's your money. And unless they are the ones paying your bills, like they don't get a say. Like, no is a complete sentence, and it's definitely okay to say no. It's not okay, gone are the days where you drown yourself in debt to make everyone else happy. And even if you had kids, like teaching them, like, Christmas is not about you getting 50,000 gifts. Like, it's not about that. Be grateful that you get anything, right? Especially with the way y'all be behaving sometimes. Honestly, the way you be behaving sometimes, you should be happy you got anything, you know? But yeah. Are there any questions? I'm very excited to set up my planner. I don't know. I just have this urge to like set up my planner. No, I'm actually about to watch a YouTube video and set up my planner. And then I'm going to record what I did because I was going to set up my planner on a Vlogmas. And then I was like, this is going to be too much editing. So I'm going to set it up now while I'm just watching what I want to watch. And then tomorrow I'm going to record the whole thing and share it. But the planner that I have is I have an Erin Condren A5 ring agenda. I bought this from Amazon, this cover, because I don't like the Erin Condren cover that I have. It's way too soft. But I bought this on Amazon. But the guts of my planner is an A5 Daily Duo. And then I also have the compact vertical. I don't know. I was so like, it's a new style. I need it. And I really don't use it in the way that I thought I was going to use it. So I'm going to try to incorporate it. I have 6 more months of the I have 6 more months of the compact vertical. I do a little bit of stickers. I haven't done like in 2018, 2019, 2020, I was stickering it up. But my plan this year is to go back to using more of my stickers. So I do plan to do more stickers. So I'm putting it on my calendar that on Sundays to plan for the week so that I can put my stickers down. I'm trying to figure out what day to put that in. I keep saying Sundays, but I think I'm going to make that one of my Monday morning tasks, like to plan for the week and like put my stickers down and get a clear handle on it. I think that's what I'm going to do because I'm trying to give myself a strict schedule plan for the week. Not a strict schedule, but I realize that I function so much better when I give myself structure. When you don't have a boss or anyone to answer to, sometimes I'd be out here like the Wild Wild West. I'm very organized, but in years past, I've been more organized than I have been this year. So that's my plan, is to do my monthly and then every week sit and do my weekly. That's why I enjoy Thanksgiving more than Christmas. It's the togetherness of the family. Yeah, and you might spend money on like food and drinks and stuff for Thanksgiving, but it's not like the pressure of like bringing a gift, As I yawn. If you're not following me on YouTube and Instagram, make sure you do that for my TikTokers and vice versa. I'm at Krys the Maximizer everywhere. I also have a podcast. My podcast is currently named Couponing with Krys the Maximizer, but you can go on your favorite podcast platform and type in Krys the Maximizer. My podcast will come up. And I just posted an episode this morning. Gina Knox I don't think she has YouTube. You can find her on Instagram. I don't think she has a YouTube. I follow her on Instagram and I listen to her podcast, 6 Figure Saver. You can find her there. So yeah, follow me on all the platforms. Listen to the podcast. Going into 2023, I'm going to be doing a weekly YouTube video and I'm going to be doing a weekly podcast episode. So I'm spending the last 2 weeks of December like planning my life away for 2023. I'm doing some planning workshops next week, which I'm very, very, very excited for. My hair is really itching me. I'm doing some planning workshops. We have like 3 days of 2023 planning, which I'm very, very excited for. And I'm going to finish planning out I have my year roughly outlined, but I'm going to finish planning Q1 for sure, like all the nitty gritty details, like down to like my TikToks and reels and everything that I need to record, my podcast, my YouTube videos. I want to get super duper specific. So make sure you're following me on all the places. Make sure you're on my email list. We're doing the Better Budget Challenge in January. And if you want to take that next step and get more help, I definitely suggest you sign up for the Better Budget Challenge. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, follow me on all the places. I'll be there. I'm still on a quest to go live every day for 365 days. Today is day 107. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I am so proud of myself for doing this. Even though it hasn't been like the every single day, it's like I'm going to get to 365. So if that means I have to take a day off or two here and there, I'm okay with that. I'm giving myself grace for that because I'm like, you know what? It could be very hard to like push myself to do it every single day. And I prefer to go live at night. I've done the daytime a few times, which I might do it a few more times to see how it goes. I might be able to, if I put it in like midday, then maybe like keep some at night and keep some midday. And that may go along with my planning. Like when I plan for the week, my plan is going to be to decide my live times for the whole week and then email out, hey, this is when I'm going to be live for the week so that everyone kind of knows my live times. And I feel like that'll help with, more people being able to show up. So yeah, let me write that down. And I'll try to come up with some live topics, not too much. It might just be like a budget topic, a coupon topic, and then when you get here, I'll tell you what it is. Because that can be a lot too. Yeah. I might do that. Okay, are there any last minute questions before I go? I'm excited to get this planner set up. And that video will be out this weekend. It might be tomorrow's video, depending on how I feel. And if I get it all set up, I'll let y'all know. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining me. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Whoops.